crypto it's an evolution of technology that is going to happen.
Yep.
It's as inevitable as the sun rising tomorrow. Is it as inevitable as the internet was? It's inevitable as the mobile net was, as inevitable as computing was. If your plan is to weaken the foundation of trust in this alternative to banking, right? One of the mantras of Bitcoin is unbank yourself, right? And that we're going to bank the unbanked. 40% of people, 40% of adults in the world don't have a banking account.
Renowned investor and founder of Morgan Creek Capital Management, Mark Yusko, has recently shared his expert insights on the financial climate, highlighting the crucial role of gold and Bitcoin in the current crisis. According to Yusko, gold has been a trusted store of value for thousands of years and is expected to remain so in the future. As a hedge against inflation and currency devaluation, he recommends that investors allocate a portion of their portfolio to gold. Yusko considers gold as an alternative to fiat currency, which is susceptible to manipulation by governments and central banks. Unlike fiat currency, gold cannot be printed or manipulated, making it a more reliable store of value. In his tweet, Yusko said, #gold is money. Everything else is just credit, debt. #Bitcoin is digital gold. Mark Yusko also emphasizes that gold is a highly recognized asset that can be conveniently traded and transported worldwide, making it an excellent hedge against unpredictability and volatility. He further emphasizes that gold serves as a safe haven asset that can shield investors against such risks. Yusko advises investors to allocate a portion of their portfolio to gold, considering it a long-term investment rather than a short-term speculation. Gold is the anti-fiat currency. It is a tangible asset that has intrinsic value and cannot be manipulated by central banks. Before proceeding further in this video, please make sure to click on the subscribe button below to stay updated with our latest content.
Gold is the base layer of money, right? Gold is actually the only money in the world. Money is an asset that exists in the absence of a liability. Everything else is debt, it's credit. Even JP Morgan famously said that gold is money, everything else is just credit. So now the question is, does the gold in Fort Knox actually exist, or did they already sell it multiple times? Nobody really knows. But we know China has a bunch of gold. We know Russia has a bunch of gold. We know a lot of central banks have been buying gold like it's going out of style because there's only so much of it, and it is the base layer of money. Everything else is then built on top of it with debt and currency. And so they couldn't stop people from owning gold unless they went to everybody's house and searched and seized it, which they didn't do. But they made a statement. And in 75, they reversed it because they had basically closed the gold window. They cut a deal with Saudi Arabia in 1971, where they said, look, we'll go off the gold standard. So no longer, in the old days, if you had a paper note, right, green and white piece of paper, you could give it to the government and they would give you gold or silver. Money actually had value. Today, money has no value. People say, oh, it's backed by full faith and credit. Like, what does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. If you hand your green piece of paper to the government, you get no gold, you get no silver, you get no tax revenues, you get no relief on anything you owe, you get nothing. Money only has value or currency only has value because of custom and belief. And we use green paper in the United States, and in Israel, they use yellow paper, shekels, and in China, they use renminbi, red pieces of paper. So can they ban it or can they block it? Hell no. Hell to the no. A couple things. One, Bitcoin in particular, okay? 80%, 80, is held outside the United States. We act like we're big and important, but 80% non-US.
As a crypto veteran, Mark Yusko is a notable advocate for Bitcoin and has been a vocal supporter of the cryptocurrency for many years. He firmly believes that Bitcoin is poised to outperform gold in the near future. Recently, Yusko tweeted that #Bitcoin went from 0 to 18th most valuable asset in the world in 14 years. Mark Yusko also contends that Bitcoin's decentralized nature and fixed supply make it a more trustworthy store of value compared to fiat currency, which can be printed without limit. Additionally, he points out that Bitcoin offers storage advantages over gold, as it can be held in a digital wallet, eliminating the need for a physical safe. Yusko predicts that the introduction of CBDCs could increase the awareness and interest in digital assets, leading more individuals to invest in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. This, in turn, could drive up their prices over time.
The variant perception is Bitcoin is digital gold. Okay? It's a scarce asset that exists in the absence of a liability. Therefore, it is money. It's superior to gold because it's more divisible and more portable.
Yep.
Right? If I had a bar of gold here, I just watched The Italian Job on the plane home the other day. I love that movie. So good. And beautiful bars of gold with the Balinese dancer, and they stole from the Medicis. Bad, don't want to get them mad at you. But if I had one, I'm not strong enough to break it in half. Even if I could, so it's not very divisible, I couldn't stuff it into the computer and send it to you. So it's not very portable, where I can send you a couple clicks, Bitcoin, easy. So I believe the variant perception is Bitcoin will replace gold as the base of money, and that every central bank will own it. Every human that wants to be diversified away from fiat will own it. Well, but Mark, that means you think fiat will still exist? Of course I do, because governments aren't going to give it up. And so fiat will evolve into digital, not crypto, because crypto is a decentralized currency. Digital is going to be centralized. So all the bad part of fiat and programmable and quick. It's going to be ugly. But I think they're going to try it. And so the catalyst for the overarching adoption of Bitcoin, I believe, is the launch of Western CBDCs. So we've already seen the launch in China. And then the time frame is 24 to 36 months.
According to Mark Yusko, the term unbank your banks means considering the use of cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin as an alternative to traditional banking systems, providing individuals greater control over their financial transactions. Yusko is confident that the current market capitalization of cryptocurrencies is just a small fraction of what it could become in the future. He contends that cryptocurrencies represent a superior form of money, allowing for global transactions without the need for intermediaries such as banks. Yusko further predicts that cryptocurrencies will ultimately replace traditional forms of money, and their market capitalization will eventually surpass that of gold.
I didn't realize that they were expert in insider knowledge. So yeah, fine. Some small percentage is used for that, but just like some small percentage of banks do bad stuff. Here's a great stat. The fines paid by the big global banks. Okay. The fines, the admitted fines where they said, yeah, I'm guilty, money laundering, bad stuff, I'm going to pay, is 80% of the whole market cap of Bitcoin. It's almost $400 billion in crypto, particularly in Bitcoin, which is still run by humans. Trends are great. So I'm pretty simple. I actually run a fund based on the 20, 50, and 100-day moving, 200-day moving averages, short-term, intermediate, and long-term signals, and it's like clockwork. I mean, we've had this strategy up for 3.5 years. Bitcoin's up like 30%. We're up 100%. Not because we outperform in the up markets, because we outperform in the down markets, because we can step aside when the trend is negative, because the trends tend to persist.
Mark Yusko's views regarding the current crisis and the importance of digital assets are worth considering, especially given his expertise and experience in the field of finance. With concerns over the stability of traditional banking systems, there is a growing interest in digital assets such as Bitcoin and gold, which are seen as reliable stores of value. Do you agree with Mark Yusko's outlook? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. If you found this information helpful, please consider giving this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. We look forward to bringing you more updates in the future.